Alex, after the long match last night, how are you feeling today physically, especially playing in the much different conditions?
Well, it was obviously different conditions, and I did everything I could to recover, and he was too good today. Probably wasn't a step slow today, but this is what happens in tennis matches, tennis tournaments. You got to back up, and that's something that I'll learn to get better at, and my body will adjust to these circumstances.
Alex, great tournament this week. What differences did you notice between your opponents and Rublev yesterday and then Zverev today?
Well, obviously, the serve is a big difference. He's got a massive serve, and he really tries to dictate play with his backhand a lot. And today was just different conditions. He played some great tennis and was too good for me.
Is there anything different at all about Zverev from the previous match? Anything you noticed differently or that changed about the way he played?
No, it was just another match against a different opponent. They're different players.
No, sorry, about Zverev compared to the other time you played Zverev.
Okay. That was Davis Cup. That was the start of the year. Tennis is a sport where it depends on the day. One day you can wake up and play some of your best tennis. Another day you're not playing as good. It's what happens. Today he came out blazing and sort of was too good for me. I'll sit back, learn from this, and next time hopefully it's a different outcome.
And can you sort of gauge his potential or have an idea of whether there is room for growth still in his game?
In his game? Of course. I mean, he's such a high quality opponent, and so skilled and talented and so young as well. And he's got, obviously, as any player on tour, room for improvement. You can always get better, and I think he will as well. So, I think he's going to be around for a very long time.
Alex, you must be very proud of yourself for having gotten to the final, your first 500 level final. And second part, have you talked to Leighton today after the match or during the week? Has he helped you at all?
Yeah. Look, I'm really proud of myself. Played some very high level matches, and it's new experiences for me. And yeah, before and after every match, I talked to Leighton. He would sort of just to see how it's going and about my matches and all of that. So, I kept in touch with him. Yep.
So with your performance this week, you're going to move up about 30 spots and be at a new career high of 45, which will allow you direct entry into Masters events instead of having to do qualifying, which obviously you've had to do in the past. So I'm curious about, obviously I know you haven't had time to give this thought, in the last 15 minutes, but in general, how do you think about your scheduling going forward? How can success like this sort of shift your thinking in terms of how much you're going to play, which tournaments you're going to play, and where?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things to think about now. Now I'm just going to go back home and take 2 weeks off before Winston-Salem and US Open, but it's been a huge week for me, and it's a huge step. It was the next step that I had to do, and I'm so proud I was able to do it that quickly, and I'm just looking forward to what's ahead. Obviously they're going to have to look and sit down and see what tournaments to play now, but I'm looking forward to all these new experiences.
Alex, on a couple of occasions I noticed in the second set there were several fans who started doing the Aussie, Aussie, Aussie cheer. Did you hear it during the changeovers, and if so, did it give you something to feed off of?
for sure. I mean, I heard it pretty much the whole week. I mean, the support has been amazing, and I really didn't expect it at all. But you know, I felt like I was playing in front of my home crowd, so that's something really special, especially this being my first time playing this tournament. So it's a great feeling, and you know, I really can't wait to come back.
So Alex, you've obviously been on the rise this year in Brisbane, London, and now here. What are some goals that you have for yourself that you want to accomplish by the end of the year?
Well, at the start of the year, I had finishing top 100 as one of my goals, and you know, I've been able to accomplish that. So, you know, at the moment, I think I'm just enjoying the process, enjoying every day, taking it day by day and trying to get better. And then we'll see how I end up at the end of the year. But I think one of the most important things is just to go out there and enjoy what you do every day.
Alex, seeing the success that Sasha's had the past couple of years, and especially at such a young age, are you able to use that as like energy and being able to play against him in a tournament like this going forward, and especially heading into the U.S. Open?
Yeah, it's great to see someone like him do as well as he has. You know, it just gives you that fire to try and replicate the success he's had, and that's something that, looking forward, that's what I want to do. And obviously there's a lot of areas of my game which I need to improve, and I'm looking forward to just getting better and trying to replicate what he's been able to do at such a young age.
Alex, you've spoken before about how, as a younger player, as kind of a smaller player than a lot of the other guys on tour who are older than you and everything, that you've really had to, I guess, embrace an underdog mentality. Is that still something that you kind of go off of, and was that your thinking coming into this match today, or what was going on in your mind beforehand? Yeah,
look, you know, there's not a lot of players on tour which are probably smaller than me, so every time I step out on court, it's a different day, a different battle, and you got to go out there and really just leave it all out there. Today was no different. I came out with the same mentality, but I encountered a bigger and better player today. He hit me off the court, and he was too good. Obviously now I've got to look back on that and try to improve certain areas for the next time, and for that not to happen again.
There's a big vote coming up for the ITF in a couple of weeks about Davis Cup changes, and I know Australians have been some of the most outspoken about not wanting the changes to happen, with big tradition of Davis Cup in that country, and you've already played Davis Cup there. I guess has it been something you've talked about with other Aussies, or how important is this vote coming up to you to make sure that you get the Aussies get what they want with Davis Cup?
Well, just speaking on my experiences, my Davis Cup match at the start of the year was by far the best 4 hours I've ever spent on court. You know, just thinking about it still gives me goosebumps. It didn't go my way, but I left it all out there. I played in front of a home crowd that was supporting me every single step of the way, and that's something that I really live for. You know, growing up, the only thing I ever wanted to do was to play Davis Cup and be able to represent my country in a competition that's got that many years of tradition. And I think it would be the stupidest thing in the world to get rid of that. So that's just my thoughts on that.
Alex, congratulations on a good week. Tactically or strategy-wise, what was your game plan coming to today's match against Sasha? And just reflecting how close or how well do you think you came close to executing a part of that?
So obviously you have this set tactic or game plan before you come on, and then if things aren't really going your way, you've got to try and adjust. So I came out and didn't start as well as I wanted to. You know, I wanted to try to hold serve a couple times and, you know, really try to get myself into the match to be able to apply some pressure on his service games. But, you know, I didn't do a good enough job at that. He was able to break me straight away, and then he started to free up and play big, and I felt like I was on the back foot a lot. So that's something that didn't go as planned. But you know, it's tennis. It's just another day. I'm very happy with the week I've had, and you know, I'm going to try and build on this.
Alex, congrats on a good week. When you have off time, obviously you spend most of your time preparing for matches, playing and recovering, but when you have off time, what do you like to do? Do you like to explore, or do you just rest?
You know, I like to just hang out with friends, you know, go to the beach in Alicante. That's just relax. You know, I try to switch off. Obviously, whatever time I don't have when I'm supposed to be training and getting ready, I like to just try to switch off and do things where you're not really able to when you're out there on tour. You play these tournaments, and what people don't realise is that you go from the hotel to the course, from the course to the hotel, and that's it. You don't really get to see the places. Like, it's just business. So that's something that when I'm back home, I try to just disconnect, you know, just take it easy, even just not do anything all day, but pretty much do something on my terms. But saying that, you know, there's no other thing I'd rather be doing. You know, this is my passion, and I enjoy every single day of it, and you know, I want to keep on going.
Alex, throughout the week you showed this never say die attitude. Like, for example, yesterday against Rublev. Is it like something you pick up from Leighton Hewitt, or is it like an Aussie thing you've seen over the years, their cricket team coming back in the games and stuff like that?
You know, that's obviously growing up and watching him play, that's one of the main things that stand out from when I was watching him, and that's what, you know, I would tell myself that when I was a player, I wanted to have that trait, and I really wanted to be known in the locker room as, you know, that guy that's never going to give up. He's going to fight until the end, and, you know, you're really going to have to play well to beat him. So that's something that I've tried to do every time I step out on court.
Although you didn't win the title today, are you going to celebrate tonight? And if so, how are you going to do that? What are you doing?
We'll see. It's been a great week, and you know, obviously it's a bit bittersweet not being able to go home with the title, but you know, there's not many things you can do to celebrate here. You know, I can't drink here, so but it'll probably just be a quiet dinner at the hotel with family and friends and my team, and I think I'll try to do some sightseeing tomorrow before I leave, so I'm looking forward to that.